and it's just
Sorry, just let me pause it. Can you see? This is how tidy our house is. Girls just picking up socks from the dining table. Anyway. In this episode, we are talking all things going back to work after maternity leave, which also includes randomly going to car boot sales, getting your childcare organised way in advance, breastfeeding while being back at work.
Hi, Exon.
Hello, all-nighters. Hello, Mummy Alice. How are you?
Hello. How's everybody doing?
Everyone's doing good. The house is a mess. The house is literally upside down. There's dishes in the sink. There's dishes in the dishwasher. There are spoons everywhere. The kitchen floor. Exon's now going through her phase where she wants to take everything out of the drawers. So she is taking everything out of drawers and leave it on the floor. But actually, in Exon's credit, she puts stuff back. So she's really good at tidying. She'll be like, oh, there's something on the floor. I need to put it...
So it's like 90% ruining it, 10% tidying what's been ruined.
For reals, for reals. The front room has toys absolutely everywhere. And I just feel like I am fully out of control of making this house tidy. So, yes, I'm good. And also...
You know what? Do you still have a cleaner?
Yeah, we do. She comes every 2 weeks. She comes every 2 weeks. But do you know when she comes and then it's like, oh, the house is so pristine and tidy. Literally 30 seconds later, the house is upside down. Okay, people, we'll talk about the cleaner another time, but I fully recommend getting a cleaner to come to your house every 2 weeks. As a working parent, even as a non-working parent, it's a lot. Life is a lot. And if you can afford a cleaner, get someone who can help you tidy up, do some dusting, put things away, all of that stuff. I would fully recommend it. Alice, how long have I been telling you to get a cleaner?
I know, you've been telling me for ages. And I do need to take it seriously and look for one that will come like once a month or something. I can't afford every 2 weeks. But that would come at least like once a month just to... And even because we always have this conversation about would I want a cleaner or a private chef? I still feel like I'd prefer a chef. But at this point, when beggars can't be choosers and a private chef is more expensive than a cleaner, I'll take a cleaner. Because I'm tired. I've got clothes everywhere. And then I've got washing that I've washed. And then it's just sat there staring at me because it's been dried and needs to be put away. I'm just there like, when are you going to be put away? And
I agree.
Today, I've been saying it in my head, I need to sort out Zariah's clothes. So Zariah has a whole bunch of clothes. More than half of it, I'd say 80% of it doesn't even fit her anymore. But it's all right in front of me. So whenever I'm looking for clothes for her, I'm only finding the clothes that don't fit. Yep. Today, I finally put them in stacks of 4 to 3 months, 6 to 9 months, 9 to 12 months. Hooray! Thanks, Exon. Because that's how long I've been going on about it, that even Exon is committed to this journey. Finally did it. I know. I'm so proud of myself. So now I can actually finally now see what clothes actually fit her. And that was literally 5% of the clothes that was there actually fits her.
3 t-shirts and 1 pair of trousers.
Exactly. Like a couple of leggings. So now I know what I need to buy her.
But you've done it, which is the point, right? The point is you have now batched them. And what are you going to do with them? Are you going to keep the ones that you really love? Are you going to give some away? You're going to take some to charity? What's the plan?
So good question. So there are a couple of their clothes that all three of them have worn. So
Oh,
those ones I'm gonna keep because I've got pictures of Malachi in them. I've got pictures of Ezreal in them. I've got pictures of Zariah in them. So those ones they're gonna get kept. A whole bunch of them are going to charity. And also there's I'm part of the Mummies Link Up group. But it's a group which one of the ladies in the area runs, and it's
sorry,
just a
just let me pause it. Can you see? This is how tidy our house is. Girls just picking up socks from the dining table. Anyway, carry on.
Um, so like it's a group of mums. There's about there's loads of mums on that group, and everyone's like got babies and kids at different ages and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put in the group if anyone wants any particular bits. And then I'm going to. You've got a Vinted account, haven't you?
I do have a Vinted account.
Which has
I
been laid
sold
dormant for the
one
past 50
item,
years.
honestly, but you got to use it literally. But you know what, Alice? Open a Vinted account. Just open a Vinted account.
Oh, I was going to use yours. Okay, let me open a Vinted
But
account.
it's free. And also, I remember when I was like,
Oh,
send me photos of the stuff you're gonna, and then it's like, we never sent each other photos.
we never
Let's
said.
just
I never said nothing. But I'm like, do you know what? There's certain stuff that I'm determined because they're like pristine
yes,
condition.
yeah.
So I'm like, do you know what? Let me see what I can get for it. What I actually really need to do and want to do is go to a car boot sale and sell it there.
Delano and I were literally just talking about that the other day. I was like, we've got toys, we've got all kinds of stuff, and we keep putting it off about this car boot sale. But actually, do you know what, guys? We're going to bring you a car boot sale episode. We're going to
Let's
do it for
do
y'all.
it. Let's do it.
Okay,
Because
okay.
I'm like,
When are we committing to do it, though?
when it's warmer, because you have to. They're outside. No, are they outside? When it's warm, I'm not doing this in cold weather. Sorry, I'm not that committed.
Okay. So, but my question to you is, where are you going to put all your stuff until the car boot sale? Because
In
what's
the
going to
loft.
happen is, are you sure? Okay.
Yes.
Because, okay.
Why? What were
Only
you
because
saying?
I have, do you know what? The stuff is going to pile up and pile up. And then one day I'm just going to be like, right, it's going charity shop. It's going charity shop. But I need to say on air right now, I am committing to do a car boot sale. But let's not say when it's hot, because it could be when it's hot 2027.
No, when
What
it's not
month?
2025. No,
What month?
2025. Um, when does UK get hot? Which one month or which one week? I can't even promise. I can't even guarantee when it would be. Um, June is when it's summer, allegedly. So let's say June. Let's say the
Okay,
start of summer, break of dawn of summer, June.
June. Okay, so
Okay.
in June, we are going to bring you all a car boot sale episode where we will take all of our stuff and we will sell stuff. So
Yeah.
watch out for that. And we're committing to that.
But you know what I want to do? I want to be like, I want to do it, and then I want to just, you know, the people who get the bug, who are then like, I'm like selling everywhere. I want a pouch, I want a fanny pack, whatever it's called, a bum bag. I want like a visor. I want everything. I want to go
Do
full
you want a Del
blown
Boy hat?
in. Literally, that's what I want. And I want a toothpick just hanging out the side of my mouth as well. And just there like,
And you know
oh,
what?
what do you mean? What do you mean you want it for 50p? I can't, it's already a pound, love. Can't go
Alice,
any lower.
everybody who's watching this who actually goes to car boot sale is thinking,
You can tell that I've never been to a car boot sale in my life.
exactly. They are all right now going, that's not what happens at a car boot sale. Literally, they're all like shading you and side-eyeing you
What
right
actually
now.
happens at a car boot sale?
Okay, so I've been to one, but not sold at
With their
one.
boot open.
Yeah,
Huh?
but it's literally, I've been to one and it's just like parents, random people selling like stuff. And yeah,
Is it busy?
the one we went to wasn't very busy. So we'll have to find one. But I know that there is one in like the Sid Cup area, like
Okay.
that is really busy. It's in like a massive field somewhere. So our research is let's go and find some car boot
Yeah.
places.
But
And we need
also,
to
you
do
guys pull in an all night a lot. If you know good car boot sales
yes.
in London, please.
But don't
Let's
say
not
London, the south of
east. Do you know? No, not even the south. Southeast. Actually, let's be even more specific. When we say southeast, we mean Woolwich, Bromley, Greenwich, where else? Because I don't
Peckham.
want,
We'll go Peckham.
yeah, I don't want no one start pulling out like
Wimbledon
blooming
out here.
Croydon. No, not even Croydon.
Oh,
Wimbledon.
Croydon will go.
Croydon's actually all right. But yeah, I don't want them for other parts of South because South is big. But yeah, if
Exactly.
anyone's been to any good car boot sales, please let us know.
But actually,
Because
let me add this to that. So there was this like a mummy exchange group that used to happen in my area where you could take stuff. So for kids stuff, there is like mummy exchange sessions that happen at like community centres. Right,
do you
we'll
make
try
money
and bring you.
though?
Uh?
As in, when you say mummy exchange, is it I'm bringing my stuff to take your stuff, and we're just swapping crap? Because I don't want to swap crap. I literally, no offense to anybody, not that anyone has crap, but I'm trying to declutter. I want money.
Okay,
So
okay,
is
all
it?
right. We Alice is all about the cash. Okay, fine, fine. Okay, I think this swap thing is a swap. All right, fine, fine, fine.
Okay. Okay. Maybe I can do a swap later on, but let's try and make some much money out here because I'm trying to get stuff out of my house. I don't need
Okay.
other people's stuff then adding to my stuff because I know what I'm like as well. I will get there and say, "Oh, I want that. I need that. Oh, I want that." And then the people I know, I've just got more. I've left with more stuff than I've bought.
Hold on.
It's
How about if you show up at the car boot sale and you spend everything that you made buying stuff from other car boot sailors?
and this is why I'm out of control. This is why I need to make money. This is why Alice needs to make money. How do people do it? I just need to know how people do it. So yeah, I'm gonna set up a Vinted account. I'm gonna go to a car boot. We're gonna go to a car boot sale this year. I'm doing it. I'm actually
Hold
fully
on, we've got to hold each
committed.
other to account. Right. When are you setting up your Vinted account?
I will set up my Vinted account by Friday. I'm seeing you on
This
Friday.
week.
By the time I see you this week, Friday, I will have done it.
Okay. When are you going to sell your first Vinted item?
I don't
Because
even know
Alice
how
will
it
just have an
works.
account that's open.
It's true. It's just like I'm open to business and there's nothing on there. All right. Do you know what? No, not this. No, not this weekend. This weekend's busy. Right. Next week, Monday, when Zariah's at Grandma's, I'm going to make sure I take pictures of clothes and do it.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. And then our cart boot sale is in June. We're aiming for the
June.
first week of June, people. We're going to do it.
Yeah, we're going to. Yeah, we have to. I need to get rid of a lot of the stuff here. So yeah, so I feel very proud of myself for actually sorting her clothes, and I'm so glad it's happened. I've now got the boys to do, but my motivation is I know I'm selling at a car boot sale or on Vinted, so therefore I will get it together.
Woo,
How
woo,
much does
woo.
it averagely go for at a car boot sale?
Oh, pretty cheap. So when we went, the things that we bought were books. Lots of kids' books. We bought so many kids'
Okay.
books, and they were like 20p, 50p, a pound.
Oh, oh, all right.
Alex, what what were you planning on selling it for more than you bought it for?
No, no, I wasn't doing that. But I wanted to like not make a profit because you can't make a profit. But I was just like £3, £4.
I feel like you can. I feel like it depends what car boot sale you go to. It depends what condition it is. I think you've got to read the room. Like you said, you've got a toothpick and a Del Boy hat. You have to start negotiating with people. So look lively, basically. But I feel like it ranges. So the books all range from 20p all the way up to like £2, £3 or something. And then we bought, actually, the other thing we bought were comic books. So there was a lady selling comic books, and she was selling them for like a pound, £2. There were some that were going for 5. So it just depends on what it is. And clothes wise, oh, it varied. It varied.
Okay.
But I think you've just got to put a marker on and then decide whether you'll go lower. But also, the point of a cart boot sale is this stuff would go to a charity shop. So you are making money because ultimately you are in profit. You've used it and somebody else has
It's
taken it
true.
off you.
Yeah, it's lived a good life. It's in good
It's lived
condition,
a good life. It's a brilliant
right?
condition.
So
There you
yeah,
go.
so I'm gonna find the nice pieces to sell on. So that is the plan for this year because Alice is going back to work in minus 1 week and a half, a week and a half I've got left until I go back to work.
How are you
Um,
feeling? How do you feel about going back to work in a week and a half?
so I think my biggest feel is how have I not won any of the morning TV show game shows quiz stuff? I'm so annoyed. So every morning, pretty much every single morning, I have entered the this morning
No
spin to
way!
win. Margaret, I have entered their spin to win. I have entered other competitions. Have I ever had a return on my entrance? No. I've won zero. The lottery hasn't come through. Nothing has come through. So therefore, I'm trying to accept the fact that I've not won anything in the whole time I've been off. I'm still accepting that. I'm coming to terms with that, and I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm going back to work. Um, so I've had a good run. I've been off for over a year and I think a bit of change, a year and a month. So I feel like, yeah, it's only fair that you go back to your employer. Um, so yeah, I'm
But okay,
feeling okay. I'm feeling
you're
all
feeling
right.
okay. And I think the other thing is you have really enjoyed your mat leave. I think you've not thought about work. So on this mat leave, you've not
Yes.
thought about work. You've
No.
not like had to do any emails at all. Like I think you've
No.
done some keep in touch stuff, but actually this time has been your time and the kids' time, and that's
Yes.
been incredible. And
Yeah.
also you have been able to do a transition. So Zariah is now about to start
And
childminders.
that's
In
what I
fact,
was
she
going to talk
started
about.
childminders.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to talk about. And I think it's really important that with anyone who is either on maternity leave now, um, or is like midway through, start thinking about childcare. If you plan on going back to work, that is, start thinking about childcare from now. No matter how far into your maternity leave you are, just start thinking about childcare now. I found Zariah goes to a childminder, just for context. So Zariah goes to a childminder, and I found her like just literally through sheer luck. Just through sparking up a conversation with her. Her son is in Malachi's class, and we've just had chats and stuff like that. And then she mentioned she's a childminder. Didn't think anything of it, and then I actually thought, and then it was because Margaret got a nanny. That's when I thought, actually, the boys did nursery, so I just thought, actually, what's wrong with actually doing a bit of a smaller setting? So I figured, actually, let me try childminder. Approached her. She was just like, she has no space. Everything is booked up. Have a look at other places because she doesn't have anything. Um, so started looking around, went to a few nurseries and stuff like that, and just felt like, actually, I don't think I want. Yeah, I wasn't too sure about nursery for Zariah because the last experience we had with nursery for Ezreal was horrible. So I just wasn't confident about doing it again. And then the lady then contacted me again saying, actually, someone's dropped out. She's got a space. Do I want it? It's mine. Come and look. Went and looked. Do you know when you just think, I want to come here? Can I be a child and come here, please? Because I love it here.
Yeah,
So
you
that's
came out really happy and buzzing, and you sent me some
very,
photos, and you were really happy.
yeah. So, and I found her, bearing in mind my maternity leave started in January. I found that her place in June. And that this is halfway through my maternity leave that I made sure that I found it, confirmed I wanted it, gave my deposit, and Zariah started in January. So yeah, she started this month, January. So my biggest tip to anybody, especially now because of the 15 free hours that the government are giving to working parents, everybody is scrambling around looking for it was bad before, but it's worse now. In that everybody's now looking for childcare. Everybody's trying to figure out where to put their children, and all the good places go fast. So my biggest advice to you, even more so like a few years ago, is right now, if you're on maternity leave, just find your child's place. Just look for where your child is going. Make sure you're happy with it. If you can pay the deposit, secure your place, and just have peace of mind. I've had peace of mind for the past 6 months knowing that Zariah is going there. I'm happy with it. And yeah, we're now in full motion. And she
And
started.
whatever, and she's happy. The thing
She's
is, you're
happy.
happy, she's happy. And the one
Yeah.
thing I'll say about the childminder is there are different types of childminder. There are different types of contexts of looking after
Mm,
children. And I think you have to go and look at every option available before
absolutely.
you make your final decision,
Yeah.
because your child may really thrive in a nursery or
Yep.
they might not, but actually having seen different contexts and different options, it means that no matter what happens, you feel like you've made the right choice.
Absolutely.
And the childminder ratio is really good at the place you've gone to.
Mm,
She's Ofsted registered as well,
yes,
and
she is.
it's really important to look at all of those things when you're going
Yeah.
back to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited for her.
Yeah, and also just make sure that you look at everything that you're entitled to. So in terms of tax-free child, use your, if you're entitled to tax-free childcare, everyone I think is entitled to that. Use your tax-free childcare hours. Start looking into that. Start doing your applications when it's the time and things like that, and just making sure that you're getting all your entitlement, because when the government introduced the new 15 hours for parents and things like that, all the parents had to make sure that they got the code and that you renew it and all of that stuff. So please just make sure that you look into what you're entitled to and make sure that you're getting that, because it makes such a massive difference. Because the money that you're paying, you'll end up paying a lot less than you would have now that there's the 15 hours in place. If you're going with an Ofsted registered childminder or childcare or nursery or whatever it is. So just explore that if that's an option that you want to go down. So make sure that you've checked out everything that you're entitled to. What I would also say as well is with your kit days, look, don't waste them kit days like I did. Don't be like me.
By the way, keep in touch days.
Sorry,
So
thank you.
every parent, well, I think it's mum. I'm not sure if dads are, because it
I think
depends
it's
on where you work, but it's
yeah,
mainly mums. Is that you're entitled to, I think it's up to 10 keep in touch
yeah.
days during your maternity leave. So they will pay you for those days. And your keep in touch day doesn't have to be you doing a full day's worth of work.
No.
It could be a meeting, it could be a phone call, it could be anything where you are talking about work or your well-being or your return to work or how you are
Hmm.
getting on while being away from work. So I fully encourage you to do that. Put all your keep in touch meetings, plan them with your line manager, put them in the
Yeah.
diary, and then cha-ching, get paid for them.
Yep. Absolutely. And just double check with your employer how it works. Because where I work, I start when you start using your maternity leave. So excuse me, when you start using your annual leave. So I'm not on maternity leave anymore. I'm now on annual leave. So I'm returned to work. In theory, I'm back at work. I'm just on annual leave. But with your kit, you can't use your kit days if you are if you're on annual leave. Um,
Preach this
so,
bit,
right.
Alice.
So make sure before whether you're on maternity leave now or you're about to go on maternity leave, whatever, call up HR, payroll, whoever it is that deals with it, and just double check with them. How does kit work and how does it work against my annual leave? Because if you return back to at work on annual leave, and then you try and use a kit day, you're not getting paid for that. You are literally using your annual leave to go to work. You're not getting paid. So please, just double check it with your employer. Don't get wrangled and strangled and whatever, because you get gas thinking, oh, I got 10 kit days. And then they tell you, oh, no, you're on your annual leave, so you're not entitled anymore. Care? So please make sure you double check, triple check, speak to your employer. Just check with HR. You don't even have to speak to your manager, because what I find is sometimes your manager doesn't know all the answers. They ain't got the answers, Sway. So just go straight to payroll, go straight to HR, whoever it is that you have to deal with in the uppers, speak to them and just get your clarity from there, because sometimes managers just be talking, and they don't know what they're talking about. No offense to any managers, but sometimes they don't know. And instead of saying I don't know, they'll just talk. So just go and do your own research. Google is free. Do your own research.
And speaking, you a moment ago you were talking about money. So you were like paying for childcare. How okay, I want to talk about money during maternity leave. I feel
Mm.
like I struggled financially during maternity leave. I'm really grateful. My husband was there, really supportive financially and all of that stuff. A lot of people will be like, okay, a few people will say, well, if you're going to have a baby, you should have saved up before you had a baby.
Shut your
Okay.
mouth. Shut up. That's what I say to them.
So if you were like me and you didn't save up before you had your baby, we were literally living every month. So we planned it. So we were like, okay, I got 2.5 months, I think 3 months full pay, 2.5 months full pay. And then
Yours
it
was
went straight.
short. Do you
It
know
was
what? And
really
double
short.
check as well. Do you know what? Every because we work in local authority, and our entitlement was very different as
Very
well.
different.
So double check what you're entitled to, because every local, yeah, we work in local authority, and you'd think it would be kind of
The
okay,
same.
but
It's
ours
not.
was completely different.
Yeah. How long did you get full pay?
I got about 12 weeks full pay,
There you go.
and then because I think I got 12 weeks full pay, and then I went down to half pay, but then the statutory maternity topped it up. So I just went down a little bit. You didn't get that.
No, I didn't get that. So I think by month 3.5, we were like, okay, now it's our money, we're paying. And then, no, and then it went to statutory for I think 2 months. It was, and statutory, everybody, £500. No disrespect. Who can even pay a bill, electricity bill on £500? How they expect you to be able to continue paying your bills while you're on maternity? I don't know. Oh
Isn't
dear.
it? Excellent.
Exons, like, how do they expect y'all to do this? I had a few sleepless nights regarding money during mat leave. It all worked out fine because we were able to say, okay, for these few months, Delano's going to cover the bills, and then I will like use my annual leave and I'll get paid again. But then my employer messed up my pay. Everyone, I'm telling you now, every employer, not every employer, a lot of employers will mess up your pay. Be
Yeah.
prepared for that month when you go back on annual leave to not see any money because they've
But
not
I
put it into the
find,
system.
but you know what? I find it, I just think that what feels very universal is that they don't, I've not come across an employee yet that knows how to deal with people on maternity leave, and how the maths works, and making sure that they do the right processes and things like that. I feel like they're just like, nah, it is what it is, whatever.
They actually don't rate us. They do
No,
not
that's
rate
it.
us.
Yep.
They're just like, just go on your maternity and come back when you're ready and we'll see what we can do. And also you've got to call HR. So they messed up my pay, and then I had to call HR and be begging and pleading, please, I need to pay my bills, please. And it's just, why should women have to call HR and be begging for the money that they are entitled to? And also everyone's like, oh, but you're on mat leave, you're not working. I've contributed to the economy, people. I have contributed to that company significantly. I think I'm entitled to take a few months off to go and raise the next generation of people who are going to be in the workforce. I think I'm slightly entitled to that.
But also, I just think, what, people are always going to have something to say. Chat, whatever. But how about we all just make life easier and even if you're not going on maternity leave, how about just make life easier for people? Why have I got to fight you in order to get what I'm actually just entitled to? I don't understand. Don't get
Exactly.
it.
I guess the point I was making is that mat leave financially is really difficult for a lot of people. Um,
It is.
it is really difficult for a lot of people, and I think that should be acknowledged. However, if it hasn't been difficult for you, Give us some tips. Tell us how you survived maternity leave and what you did financially in order to constantly save. I know so many women who like started a side hustle while they're on mat leave because they just needed to make the
Yeah.
finances work. I know so many women who had to budget real hard. And I just
Or
remember
women
there
who
were
have gone back within like 3 months because they just
absolutely.
actually can't afford it. And I think that's what it's always this thing of, there's that saying of, they expect you to work as if you have no children, but then parent as I can't remember what the saying is. I can't remember. But
Yeah.
there's a saying just around that. And I just think, actually, if you want you
I
frown
think work
down.
like you don't have children and parent like you don't work.
That's it. Thank you. See, the smart one. That's it. Um,
Joint effort.
and, and this is why it just gets under my skin in that, and then you see the news about, oh, no one's having kids anymore. The next generation don't want to have kids anymore. Well, you think what? Because what's in it for them? I'm sorry. Why am I having kids? Why am I doing this?
Honestly, why would
Because
I have kids if I know that I do not get any money during that period? And then I get £500 per month, probably for about 2 months. And then after that, I get no money. Sorry,
exactly.
I
And then
don't
I have to get
understand where you think this money's coming from.
right, and then I have to go back to work and then pay a mortgage worth in order to send my child to childcare to be looked after while I work. And
Honestly.
fam,
So,
raising kids ain't cheap. Look, and if you don't have, if you're listening to this and you don't have kids yet, kids are not cheap. Yeah, don't let nobody gas you into having kids under pressure. If you don't want kids, if you can't have kids, do you know what? Live your life. Just live
honestly,
your
live
life.
your life. And I think it's also really important when people are telling you, oh, have children, we'll help you. Okay, if you're not helping me financially now, you ain't gonna be there
Yeah,
financially to help me when I have the kids. And
you're not
also,
gonna do it.
they'll be like, "Oh, I'll help you look after the children." You're not gonna help me look after the children the way I need you, like in terms of like for free and full time. Like that's the kind of
Yeah.
childcare I need. So if you're signing up to that, to give up your job to come and help me look after my kids, then come and tell me to have children. Nobody
Uh-huh.
should be encouraged anybody to have children because they're not going to be there to
Or,
help you pay your
or
bills.
even have more kids, because then there's the people who are like, oh, you've got one. Oh, you've only got two. Shut up. Oh,
For reals. So back to work. So you're going back to work. You've got your
yes.
childcare in place. You know the hours you're going to be doing.
Yeah. So I'm
And
going
in
back
terms,
to compressed hours. So what I was doing before was I was working Monday to Thursday, and doing my 35 hours in those time. And then I'd have the Friday off to look after said child. So at the time it was Ezzy. Now he's in full-time education. It will be Zariah. So Fridays are me and Zariah day. So that will
and
be nice.
have you thought about how you're going to cope with it all in terms of? So I've been back maybe 5 months now, maybe six
Mm.
months.
About 6 months,
And
yeah.
yeah, it's about 6 months. And I've found it that some days have been difficult in terms of juggling children and work.
Mm.
So a day in the life for me is on a Monday, I leave my house at 6 a.m. to go and drop Exon at grandma's. I'm at my desk by 7:45 on a Monday,
Mm.
sometimes 7:30 if I'm able to catch the early train. I then work my day and then go and pick up the kids go and pick up Exon from grandma and then Xavier from after school club. And I literally
Mm.
drive like a madwoman from grandma's to get to
You
after school
do.
club. And can I just add, after school club, guys, the expense of paying after school club and breakfast club is extortionate amounts of money. I know childcare is expensive. I know people's time is expensive, but really most of your money is based on childminder, after school
Yeah.
club and breakfast club. And this
Yeah.
is why I just say to every parent, I get it. Financially it is a challenge.
It is. Because after school club, I'm sorry. Like, actually, no, let's start with breakfast club. Our breakfast club, I'm like, what am I paying £6.50 for? And then that is literally they had the cheek to make the time. So it started at 7 at one point. Then they changed it to 7:20. What parents do you think? How do you expect me to get to work at a decent time if you're starting at 7? Anyways,
Do you know what?
7:20
But
and for an
when they
hour.
changed,
School
when
starts at
they
8:20. The gates open at 8:20. So the children, our child is there for an hour at hour one. If I drop them at 7:20 on the dot, the school gates open, so kids go in from 8:25. An hour and 5 minutes. Let me be generous and give them their 5 minutes. An hour and 5 minutes. I am paying £6.50 for them
honestly,
to eat waffles. For them to eat waffles or toast. Can I
but
say?
also that is there are others that are charging more at this
Yeah.
point. And you know when you say to myself, like you said, how am I supposed to drop them off at 7:20? They must think I start work at 10 a.m. Because, excuse me, how am I supposed to get from school drop off to my office in time to start by 9? I'm wondering. I'm wondering. So yeah, it's a lot. So on a Monday it's a bit of a mission, and then on a Tuesday the nanny comes, and she arrives at 9 and finishes at 4, and also on a Wednesday nanny comes, starts at 9 and finishes at 4. But the thing is, you're like, I always say to myself, I did, and that's the hours we can afford. We can only afford 2 days a week from 9 to 4. Ideally, I'd love the nanny to be here from like 8:30, 8 o'clock to help me, but I can't afford those hours. I literally have to have her for those specific hours. And then on a Thursday, literally a bit of nanny, a bit of Alice support, a bit of grandma support, a little bit of in-law support.
A
That's
bit of
how we
solo
get through the
support.
week.
You're rocking it solo as well.
Listen, days where I'm just like, hello,
Fighting for
anybody,
my
anyone
life.
coming here. Right, right. So I think that has been probably the most stressful part for me about going back to work. Just getting through the day, knowing
Mm,
that there's drop off and there's pick up and there's a meeting and there's a blah, 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 blah. And I have felt really overwhelmed on some days. But
mm,
actually, I've also felt that at least I have childcare. At least I'm able to get it
mm.
sorted and go to work and actually do all that stuff. I'm working more hours now than I did before. I'm working way more than my hours, but actually, I feel like I'm clearing my inbox, I'm getting the tasks done, and I'm able to do that because I have the infrastructure in place. How are you feeling about the infrastructure that you have in place and working?
Um, so I'm feeling okay, kind of. I think for me, it's just I having to rely heavily on after school clubs at some point because I know it's coming, and I'm not going to be able to get to the kids in time for a 3 o'clock pickup. It's not going to happen. So I think it's just knowing that actually it's another cost to put them in after school club, which is about £20 each, roughly, a day. So I'm kind of bracing myself for that.
Let's just do the
And
maths. £20 each a day for
yeah.
a week is what? If
Oh,
you even
actually,
if you put
sorry, I tell a lie. There's a sibling discount of 10%. So what's that? £19. 19 and
we're
twenty
grateful,
pounds.
guys. So let's round it up and then take maybe some money off. So
£18.
£20 for £20 each, and let's say what you put them in for 2 days a week because you just need to
Yeah.
get back. So that's £40 a
£40.
week on after school club. That doesn't
No,
include.
£80 a week.
Oh, sorry. Oh my
It
gosh,
is,
my
yeah,
maths is
£80 a
terrible.
week.
£80 a week
Yeah.
on after school club alone. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? And then times that by how many weeks in the month. I mean, you are
Exactly.
literally, and like you said, it's little costs like that. And the cost of living is real, people. So,
Ugh,
I get
yeah.
it. But okay, but let me tell you, for me, the positives of going back to work as well. I love what I do as my job. I really love my job. I love the projects that I'm working on. I love my team. My manager is amazing. My team are amazing. All of that stuff. I'm going back to a job that I really like. And that's not the case for everybody. So going
No.
back to that environment has been positive for me.
Mm.
Everybody has been really welcoming, even though the job has been really stressful. The other thing I would say that is I have my time back on some days. I love spending time with my children, and that's why on a Friday I don't work. I have all the time for Xavier and Exon that they could ever want on a Friday. So that's why I don't work on a Friday, in order to spend valuable, calm time with my children, not running between meetings or drop off and pick up.
Mm.
So I feel from my perspective, the positive is I have that train journey when I go to work and I can listen to a podcast. I'm now listening to the Rest is History podcast that I wasn't able to do before. I'm also listening to Dan Carling's hardcore history. I'm actually listening to music sometimes on the journey. I'm actually like, there was one point I was sitting in a coffee shop by myself with no child climbing over me in my lunch break. And I don't always take a lunch break, but sometimes I just wander by the river, look around, and it's amazing how much it is good for you to have some time to yourself. So I think for me that has been one of the biggest positives of going back to work. I don't know what you're looking forward to in terms of going to work, because there's stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, there is. And I think for me, I think it will be nice to get my brain engaged back into that world again. And just to kind of feel like I'm doing something, and I'm contributing to the industry that I enjoy. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to actually, okay, this is going to sound really weird, but there's a Vietnamese place near where I work. The entire time I've been on maternity leave, I've not been there because I don't want to bump into people from work. No offense, but I didn't want to bump into people from work. So I've not been there. So I'm actually looking forward to going there on my own, on my ones.
Okay,
I've
I'll
been
take
into
that.
where I work, to like meet up with a few people here and there and stuff like that. But I've not been to obvious places. And
Yeah.
this place is like a bait place. Everybody that works at our place eats at this place. So I'm actually looking forward to going there and eating some good food. Not everyone likes
Good
it
for
there,
you.
but I feel like it's good.
Good
Um,
for you.
so yeah, but no, in general, I've got a lot of love for the industry that I work in, and it's tough. And I think I'm not quite mentally prepared for the strain of the work, and just carrying things home and not switching off. I think that's where I'm not very good at switching off. So just leaving work and leaving work there, I'm not good at that. You're not good
No,
at that either.
I'm not good at that either. And
So
you know what? There are nights, genuinely, I log back on and I work until like 12 or 1 a.m. in order to
yeah,
get a particular task done. That's not productive. So everyone's going to be like, that's not productive. But there are times where you have to pull an all-nighter for your job if that's
for
what's
real.
required in order to meet your targets as a working mum, as a working dad, as a working person, as a working parent. So,
Mm.
but it's really good. I've got one of the people that we're working with at the moment. He has a daughter or children, and it's really nice that you can say to other parents, oh, I get why you're late to the meeting because your son or daughter's doing whatever. And
Yeah.
it's nice that you have a community of parents that are working who feel like they can talk about their children and talk about their
Mm.
families in order, and the impact it has on their work. And I think it's all about people being sympathetic. However, there are people in the industry, many industries, who are just like, leave work at home and come, like, leave home at home and come to work and do your job. And fine, we still do that. And I'm sure everybody who is listening to this knows what those boundaries are regarding work. It's setting those boundaries very early in regards to, just being focused on work when you're at work, if you can, and focused on home when you can be when you're at home. The other thing I quite like being back at work is actually getting dressed, and maybe sometimes getting dressed, putting makeup on, having a shower and doing my hair. Because for a few of those months on maternity, I did none of the above. I very rarely took a shower. I did not put any makeup on. I didn't brush my hair, and I didn't get dressed. So it's nice actually sometimes to actually just go out and leave the building by myself, dressed and
Feel a
fully
bit like
clothed.
your. I guess it's that thing of feeling a bit like your old, not your old self, but feeling a bit like your actual self,
Yeah,
and getting yourself together,
and that's
which
it. So
is
I
always
enjoy
a
that.
nice feeling. Yeah,
But
that's
can I
always a
just
nice
say,
feeling.
I miss maternity leave so much.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you what I miss: afternoon naps. I miss a good afternoon nap. I miss the fact that Excellent and I would just like lay in bed sometimes and just watch This Morning or watch like
Oh,
Coco Melon. I miss the fact that I could just take her for a walk whenever I wanted to in the
mm,
afternoon. Like there's so much that I miss about maternity leave and just my time with the kids. But also there were times where
yeah.
I was able to have by myself. So I do miss maternity leave, but I think it only spurs me on to the point where I don't want to work anymore. So
Yeah.
so I was thinking about this the other day. I don't think God wants me to win the lottery because I think he doesn't necessarily want me to work, but I think if I'd won the lottery, would I have started this podcast? I'd be somewhere sipping champagne and eating caviar.
I mean, if I won the lottery, I'd do both.
I wouldn't do this podcast.
I would, because I'd be like, guys, play the
No,
lottery, because look
you
at
know,
this.
no one would be able to relate to you at this point.
It's true, actually. People would be like, get the heck off my screen, you idiot.
Exactly. So I've accepted that God doesn't want me to win the lottery yet because he still wants me to set up a podcast and do other things before
No,
I get
I
there.
rebuke it. God, I don't need to be humbled. God, let me win the lottery and let us then see how I behave. I'll
Do you
be
know
good.
do you know
I'll
that
be good.
meme? Whereas like when I win the lottery, I won't tell anyone, but there
There
will
will
be
still be
signs.
signs, fam. The signs will be there. Mm. Look, if you think I'll be shopping at Primark, you think I'll be looking on ASOS, scrolling through ASOS, looking at reduction. Hmm.
And
Don't get me
see,
started.
God already can hear you. Not even the stuff that you're saying out loud. God's like,
Look,
uh-huh.
God, God, you know I'll be doing bigger things. Come on, allow me. But we'll start there as well. The levels that will be leveling. Going back to what you were saying just around clothes, I've just that's something that I'm trying to think about even now, just in terms of how do I dress for work. I feel like I've lost
Leggings. Leggings. You can't wear them to the office.
leggings and hoodies, trainers with socks on, and stuff like that. Don't run in where I work. It's not going to work. Um, so I actually need to figure out my wardrobe. So, and that's also part of the whole kind of doing a full circle moment now. But going back to where we started, just around the clothes, sorting clothes. I've done Zariah's, I'm doing the boys, then I'm going to do myself. Just to start. And also, I'm trying to do a bit more of a uniform. So before, I'd be all, oh, I want to look like this, and mix and match, mix it up. I'm not doing it no more. I'm just trying to find an actual proper uniform. When I say uniform, I mean like, do you know some people wear like
You
something
want a capsule
similar?
wardrobe? Is that what you're trying to
That's
say? A
it. That's
capsule
the word.
wardrobe.
That's the fancy way of saying it. That's it. I'm trying to get together a capsule wardrobe and do something like that
Do
because
you
in
know
the
what?
morning I ain't got
We
time to
should
be
do.
looking for stuff, trying to dress kids, trying to dress myself. No, 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 no.
Do you know what we should do? A return to work like outfits. I've taken a few photos of what I've worn to work, but actually I should be a little bit more consistent with what I wear to work. So as you can see, I'm in a suit right now. That's because I went to work today. So maybe if I think you should maybe just put some videos up of what you wore to work. That would be really good, or what you're planning to wear to work. I think that might be helpful
If
for
it's
people.
if it's leggings, then don't judge me, people. It means I'm still trying to figure it out. Yeah, don't watch that. Because but also I'm so extreme. I don't have an in between. I've got a really dressed up, or I'm really like I don't care. So I need to, yeah. Let's figure this out. Let's figure this out.
Okay, by the way, what are you going to do as like your last or few last hurrahs before you go back to work? Because I
Oh,
remember like I did like I ordered myself some food at home by myself. Literally, I was like just eating by myself at home before I went back. I think I remember taking a few last minute naps. Like, I won't be able to take a nap at 12 o'clock anymore, which is
Hmm.
fine. And I think, I might have gone and got like just some pampering or something. I think I did my lashes before I went back. I've not done my
Yeah.
lashes since, people. But is there anything that you're going to do as your last, like, hurrah, or to celebrate the end of maternity leave? Because it's a celebration.
It
It's
is.
ultimately a
It
celebration at the
is.
end
And
of
it's a
one
blessing.
chapter and the beginning of a new.
100%. And it's a blessing to have been on
It is a
maternity leave,
blessing.
to have a healthy, happy baby at the end of it, and actually have a job to go back to, especially in these times as well. So I'm grateful. It is a blessing. So I plan on, so I'm booking a massage for next week. So that will be like my little treat to myself. I'm gonna have some naps as well. I've been going to the gym as well, so I've used that time to go to the gym in the mornings. And yeah, so and that's the gym one. I feel like that's just part of me trying to get myself into the gym and get into a routine of actually going to the gym as well. Um, so yeah, that's it really. But I do feel like I do need to order like a spread of food. Do you know what I want to do? M&S, yeah,
Hmm.
have. So I don't know if anyone's ever had their chocolate covered custard cream biscuits as stuff. Perfection. I recommend it. So M&S have like a few like biscuits and things like that. I just want to eat some of those in bed, watching TV, drinking tea, um, and just chilling before school pickup. That's what
Do
I'm
it.
also going to do.
Do it. You have to do it. And just pamper yourself. And what I would say is just like write down some of the good things that happened during maternity leave, if you can remember. So I kept a diary during mat leave, and I still have a diary now.
Oh,
So maybe just like, so in a year's time, you can look back and say, oh, look at all the things that I did during maternity leave. You raised a child, like you've done a bit of traveling, you spent some time with the kids, you spent some time by yourself, all the good things about mat leave.
I
Oh,
started a
and by the,
podcast.
sorry? Oh, started a podcast. Tell me about it. And then, oh, are you go? I think I'm gonna do that milk thing. So although I'm still so. Oh, by the way, the other thing about going back to work. This is the last thing. I promise. You know when people go, oh, and one more thing, and one more thing. So I was expressing when going back to work. So I'm still breastfeeding, 6 months being into work. So at the beginning, I would take my breast pump, the large breast pump. I can't remember what it's called. I can't remember what. I'll put the name here somewhere. So I was taking my breast pump into work, massive, with all the tubes and with all the like bottles, and expressing in the canteen. So I'd go to the canteen and express. I'd carry an ice bag. There's like these gel ice bags that they have. So I
Mm,
take a gel ice bag, take it with me, put it in the gel ice, put the bottle in the gel ice bag, and then take it home and freeze it when I got
mm.
home. So what are you going to do in regards to breast pump and stuff like that? Because I don't do that anymore. I was after about a month of going in and pumping and putting it in the blood, blood, blood. I decided, you know what? I'm just going to let my boobs fill up. Literally, I let my boobs fill up throughout the day. And then when I pick up Exxon at 4 o'clock, I literally just let her like empty my boobs. For the first few months, it hurt really, really bad. But actually, I think my boobs have now regulated themselves to the point where it
Mm.
knows how much to produce during the day when
Right.
I'm at work.
The body's so amazing.
Ah,
The female body's incredible.
amazing.
Well, all bodies are amazing, but the female body is just insane. So no, so with the boys, they had I took my breast pump in and would pump downstairs in, I think it was like the first aid room or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'd just get the key, pump in there, put it in they had a industrial fridge or something down there as well. So I was able to put it in there, inside like a bag of my own, and then would take it home after. But because Soraya has started being away from me, because she's now started at Childminder and then she's now at Mum's. So on those days when she's away from me, my boobs have actually adjusted. to how much she needs when she gets back. So when she gets back, she's straight on me,
Amazing.
sucking away. But yeah, so I won't need to take my thingy with me because actually because I'm off and she started early already. My body's already adjusted. The body
Brilliant.
is God. You're a G. Yeah,
Honestly,
you're a
it's
G man.
incredible, absolutely
Amazing,
incredible,
amazing.
incredible. And are you going to do that thing? So because these are currently, as far as we know, are going to be our last babies, are you going to like turn your milk into jewelry?
Oh, I was gonna get. How do you know about that?
Listen, how do I not know about that? It's all up on my Instagram. Any as a parent, if you don't get that breast milk advertising into jewelry,
Oh,
I
I've
don't
never
know
seen
what
it.
the algorithm
Oh,
will send it to you no matter what.
oh, I was gonna get you that for when I finish my well, yeah, this month. I was gonna get you that.
Oh, amazing.
I
Okay,
was meant
well
to
we
get
can
you. I
get
was
each
meant to
other
get it
that.
for you. I was meant to get it for you for Christmas, but who's got money? So I was just like, she has to wait. So yeah, it's been on my list to get you for ages.
Oh, amazing. Okay, well, we should get each other it. It will then just cancel it out, but it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But let's do it. And did you have a specific company in mind? Well, let's do some
So
reviews on, like,
yeah,
let's
so
choose one.
one of the ladies, she sent me one because she'd already done it.
Oh,
So
what
she
did she
sent me one
get?
that she's done. I think she got a necklace. So they do necklaces and rings. The
Do you
company that
know
she had.
what? Do you know what? Because we've got piercings, I'm wondering if I can put it in an earring, if they will make me like an earring with it. Because I won't
Oh,
wear a necklace, but I will
yeah.
wear earrings, or I might wear like in one of the new piercings that we got. I might put it in that so I have it all the time.
Yeah, yeah. I can't remember if they did earrings, but yeah, I'm sure you can pretty much do anything.
Cool.
But yeah, sorry. So yeah, so did we even explain what that was? Sorry, did you
No,
explain?
no,
Go on.
no. You go. Go. You've done your research. You go for it.
So if you're a breastfeeding mum and you know that you're coming to the end of this, can also be a gift. You can get this for a gift for a mummy friend as well if you wanted to.
But hold
Um,
on. Can I just pause? How were you going to get my breast milk?
no, obviously I wasn't gonna get your breast milk. I was just gonna get the pack and then give it to you and say, "Do it." How am I going to get the breast milk?
I was wondering if you're going to say to Delano, can you go in the freezer and get some frozen breast milk? And can you send
No,
it to me?
no,
Oh, okay.
I wasn't. I wasn't doing it that plan. I was literally just going to buy it for you and say, "I bought this. This is your gift." Because they send you a pack, so you pay for it, and then from what I understand, they send you the stuff to express the milk into, and then you send it back to them, and then they make it. So what I was going to do was order it, obviously, get it sent to me, and then gift it to you, and then say to you, "This is what you need to do: pump into
Okay.
it, or, yeah, get some milk and send it back." So yeah, so basically they send you what you need,
So,
and then
well,
you
sorry, you might
then
just want to explain that again. I totally cut you off. So it's a company that.
so all companies are different. So let me talk about this one
Oh,
specifically that
okay.
I've read about. So what they do is that you order it and then they then send you the equipment. And in terms of equipment, it's like I think it's like a sealed bag or something like that, where you express the milk into it. I think that they only need like a little bit. And then you seal it up and then send it back to them. And then they do what they need to do in their laboratory and make it into a ring, a necklace, or whatever it is. They've got different keepsakes and stuff like that. And then they send it back to you. And it's just like a memory. It's like a memory thing, just to remember your breastfeeding journey. If it's your last child, for example, you get to remember like your breastfeeding journey with like a piece of jewelry for the rest of your life. I figured because I know this is your last baby, I thought, oh, it's a nice gift for you. So yeah, unagi fam, unagi fam.
It's 100% unagi. I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So let's do it. Let's do it. And we'll tell you guys how it goes. We'll show you our jewelry when we get it. So that
Yeah.
will be fun.
But on that note, we hope you've enjoyed. We've talked about car boot sales. We've talked about cleaners. We talked about return to work.
talked about nannies, we talked about childminders, everything.
Everything in between. We hope that you got something out of this, or at least you got a laugh.
If nothing else, if nothing else.
If
And
nothing
we
else.
hope we've kept you company while whatever you are doing today, this evening, whatever time. So yes, thank you so much for listening and
Thank
watching, and we look forward to
you.
seeing you on the next episode.
Bye.